Spread the word, spread the news. Like,
hello, Crooks. This is the season finale. Thank you guys for tuning in. And this is the big show. You know what I mean? Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you guys for watching previous videos. Make sure you watch all of them, not just a couple. Mm-hmm. If you do, you'll get a lifetime of herpes from the CDC. That was brought by the CDC just in. Now I would like to ask people how do they enjoy their stay at IBIZA, and we'll go from right to left. We'll do that.
First, tell them a little bit about where we are, Nesta. We're in IBIZA, the adult nightlife resort, brought to you by the folks who put together the NYC sim, Winter Sim. So we're here. We're here before it actually opens to the public. So thank you so much to Tye, Gabe, and everybody involved who are also on the show with us today. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
The amazing IBIZA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
very
today,
happy to have you all
joining
here.
us. Yes. We're so
it's
happy.
Super fucking nice. Yeah.
We love you. Everybody who's been on every episode from our first season 1 here. We're so excited to have you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. It's a struggle because we know you guys are so busy in your life. So yeah, like Nessa said, let's introduce who's here. We'll start over with Meela first.
Hey.
Hi,
Meela. You're awesome.
So I'm blacked out. What am I answering?
We'll just start that. So how was your experience TPing to IBIZA and then checking out the newest resort here?
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, we just got here. So I enjoyed a nice walk to the balcony, and I'll see more later.
Yes, you will. Well, I'll be partying and hanging out later after the show.
For sure.
Stay tuned to those posts and vlogs. I think the kids are saying vlogs, right?
I think so.
I used to think that they were saying frogs, but they're saying vlogs. Johnny.
let's go. What's going on?
How's it going, Johnny?
It's going good. I just got back from Mexico, and here I am in IBIZA. I didn't get a chance.
Welcome back. You know what? I feel like there's going to be like an IBIZA style inspiration dance coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's going to happen.
Sexy, sensual, erotic, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Some little sexy, a little pop, lock and drive it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of like orthopedic hip bones moving left to right. Maybe some inflammation of the hips here and there.
I get your patella.
So how are you enjoying IBIZA?
Hey, it looks real good so far. I'm gonna walk around later on.
Yeah, when you have time. I know you have to get going after this. You got a party to attend to, but when you come back, you can enjoy. Well, you know what? When you come back, we'll do a putt-putt challenge, me and you.
Okay.
It's a challenge. It's a man-to-man challenge.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? It's like sword fighting.
Oh god.
Hello?
Hello?
Maybe it's not like sword fighting.
Right.
Roman, I was going to say how you like an IBIZA, but you're one of the creators of IBIZA. How can you explain and
I mean, just wealth, you know what I'm saying? I just, I touched down from the private jet and I walked into the reception. And I was like, oh my God, like who made this? Oh wait, it was us. It was
my God.
You did a great job. You did a great job, Roman. And you got amazing shorts.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And you got a little buddy with you today.
Yes, I had Walter, but we had to go put him to bed. It was past his bedtime. But it's okay. I'm gonna drop him off to your room. You can have a good time with Walter. Oh, yeah, vibes.
A big gummy bear, by the way.
Gabriel. That's so formal. Sorry. Gabriel.
He's tired.
Gabe, Gabe, how would you explain your creation of Ibiza and your experience here so far? How's it going? We get the sneak peek, by the way.
It's going good. I'm tired now. I've worked my fingers to the bone, even to the last second.
Yeah, we were here like 4 o'clock in the morning, and Gabe's like, still here. It's like I got to do some other things. It was just hardcore.
Yeah. I tend to be a perfectionist, so I just want to make sure everyone has a great immersive experience while they're here. So it's like I'm always thinking of stuff. So I'm pulling all-nighters here.
That's cool. And we just had you on the recent podcast. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
We were explaining what Ibiza is, and then now we're at Ibiza, and with all these guests and having them their own personal experience, it's amazing.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see everyone going around and having fun and enjoying it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all the pictures and the
reviews. Yes.
Tye.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So, explain your experience and creation of Ibiza and this and that.
I'm here to keep Gabe sane a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep Roman sane a little bit, but just
does Gabe and Roman fight a lot? Between I sense they test each other.
Yes,
all day, every day.
Roman tries to test Dad. Yes, he does, but it goes over really quickly. So I'm the peacemaker here. So it's been a great experience. We are excited. We are excited and can't wait. That's it.
Ibiza is probably the least time we've probably ever fought. Out of all the resorts, it's probably the least.
Listen, before we even started, we said, okay, we know we're gonna get on each other's nerves. Let's apologize now for everything we might say.
Right. True.
Get the apologies out the way and just get to work.
Right. Yeah. It's like, I'm so sorry I called you a piece of shit.
Right. I apologize too.
We're actually that's why we're gathered here. We're gonna address that later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an intervention.
Oh shit.
It's about time.
Heather, how was your experience here? And I'm so glad to have you back on the season finale.
Thank you.
You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
A shot of his hat.
Thank you. You know what? I still remember.
No, we had a great time on the boat ride. Like, it was so. Me and I brought my best friends, and we cut up on the boat, and the tour guide was wonderful, and we're having a good time so far. I love it.
I remember you rate me as an 8. What do you rate me right now as a vacationer with the top coat and the money shorts?
Aww. Poor friend.
Pass.
To be honest.
Not poor friend.
The rating went down a little bit. We can always raise it again.
You know what? I got a third outfit. After the show.
So I can't wait.
I'll redeem myself after the show. So
I believe.
I'm in the mid 3s right now.
The trendsetter himself.
Yeah. Who wears a jacket with money shorts, David? You know what I mean?
Not a lot of people.
Ask yourself, would you wear it? No. Okay.
Pass. You already answered that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you to David and his friends Yanni and Grant for being here.
Yes. Nice.
Thank you for having us. I'll speak for Yanni on her behalf since she is not here. She's currently in a coma. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh.
She's not in a coma, y'all. Everybody calm down. Okay.
Oh my god.
I was about to say poor baby. Oh.
Need a medic. Next up, we have Oakley Foxtrot. Oh wait,
Thickeroni and cheese.
Yeah, just call me Thickeroni and cheese. That's my name.
Thickeroni and cheese.
You're not going to see her tag, so that's what her name is right now. Thickeroni.
Yeah.
So how was your experience from coming in and all that?
Oh my god! So I brought Amy and Mikey with me, and honestly, this is the cutest fucking thing ever. I love it. We just love the check-in, the room, like the boat ride, all that. It was It was super great, honestly.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was fun.
I can't wait till later when all the tops come off.
I know, right? Yeah, titties.
Nipsey Russells will be showing.
Yes,
All right,
they will.
Tokyo.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I am
We'll start
really
with that.
enjoying the detail. I did get a chance to explore a little bit, and there's an art gallery here, guys. And so that's really neat. And I want to say, like, you guys have some of the best drivers I have ever experienced.
Aww.
Thank you.
That was
Even if he did hit that old woman in the street. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so far, great experience, and I highly, highly recommend it.
Oh, thank you so much.
From a seasoned blogger right there. And then let's not skip Tiller. That he's going in and out via satellite and in world. Tiller, I can't ask for your experience because you just came here.
The brief little bit of time I saw it looked pretty nice. I mean, all I saw was gray because everything was resonant, but I mean, overall,
sometimes gray is fabulous. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But when you get situated, we can party later, and you can write your full review, and then people can look forward to it.
Definitely.
You know.
We also had a person who couldn't join us here today, Imperia. It was our first episode to kick us off, and so she actually gave you something she wanted you to share that she had to say.
Yeah, she did. Let me figure where it's at. I think I pasted it in your thing.
Wow.
So Imperia tried to come here, but she is having Mother's Day, which is totally understandable. And not like everybody here. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
It's tomorrow. So.
Right. Let me find what she had to say because I asked her what I'm gonna ask y'all. I asked her, what was her experience on cricket experience, and what was there any moments that she could take away from it? And she wrote, let's see, what did she write? Let me pull it up here. You know what? I'm gonna be fancy and say, let me pull it up here on the monitor, but I'm really just gonna go on my Facebook.
Where did you stick it in your money shorts? What's going on?
Yeah. I put everything in my money shorts. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Let's see what she wrote. And I'm gonna do my best Imperia impersonation.
Are you gonna get into character? Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to because it was deep and it was a great end scene. I felt connected. I think that in this world, it's so easy. No, I'm just kidding. Let me paste it to you so you can read it. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna paste it to you and you can read it. Tekila,
in a
so
world.
There you go.
Geez. I was actually like, did she really say that? Okay, Imperia says, I felt connected. I think that in this world, it's so easy to be an asshole with another person or to idolize as well. And reality is, you're all ordinary people, which you can't find at Walmart. Being able to use your voice and open the RL door a little, give your own version of things you don't have control over. Your own experiences maybe could actually feel relatable to the audience and be useful for somebody else. That was my favorite part of the whole cricket experience. Aw.
Oh, that was amazing.
Nice.
See, you sound more like her than me. Yeah, to be honest.
I don't.
To be fair.
But okay. Don't.
So Meela, we'll just go around the table. What was your experience and what did you take out of your episode?
I mean, overall, I think it's pretty cool to just sit down and have some of these conversations about Second Life with people who experience it. I think most notably, like recently on YouTube, I'm coming across a lot of people who've never heard of Second Life and have they've never been in Second Life and they have a very narrow lens of what goes down here and who logs in and participates. So it was really cool to kind of, connect with people who can show different points of view. So that was nice.
Yeah, that was cool. And your episode was fun,
For sure.
And you know what I got from your episode? You are like very an open book. And I was gonna write and be like, can we put this on there? Like, you know what I mean? And then you were just like, yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
I feel
opened
like
up about a lot of things, you know.
when it comes to Second Life, I'm not private at all. I mean, I'm documenting it now, but
You're not.
yeah.
You have your
No.
picture on your YouTube, and you're just as open, you know.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to have your show, because also, like I said, there's a new wave that's happening in SL, you know, especially people that see this show and they're like, you know what, let me do a podcast or do a TV show. You know, they're getting inspired, you know, to do this format and then take it to YouTube. And you're one of the first pioneers by just doing vlogging and stuff like that. And I feel like it's going to get bigger, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even a lot of what I do on my channel is to show Second Life people how to create channels and grow comparable to other gaming channels and content. So I definitely hope more people start making YouTube channels for Second Life.
People are using their the audio on the SL like DJs, but not many people are taking advantage of the video, you know.
Right.
And what's cool,
and there's money in it. So like, why wouldn't you?
yo,
we make a lot of AdSense.
Here's the thing that I saw with like SL videos in YouTube. I thought it was like 20 views, and then I saw people like Meela, and then people like the new one that just joined SL. They're getting like mega views. You know, I just heard that your what's that YouTube equivalent of Twitch is called partnered. What is the YouTube equivalent?
Well, yeah, YouTube has a partner program. They just invited me to another facet of it, so that's something I'm working on. But
that's so cool.
We can't go on Twitch, which sucks because I think a lot of us already are affiliates on Twitch, but we can't stream Second Life there. But yeah,
hopefully in the future, because you know what, a lot of trolls went there before everybody.
Yeah,
did a lot of stupid shit on there. You know?
Well, Linden Labs a year ago was working on it and didn't make any progress, so I'm not optimistic.
Well, the videos that they saw probably was very vile. You know what I mean? And it's open, you know.
For sure.
You know, hopefully we'll get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roman, I had to read your tag. It's all hovering over. What was your? We actually had you guys, and I don't. It's going to be airing recently. We had you on the first time. What was your, experience, and what did you take out of the show?
I enjoyed myself, honestly. My parents say I'm a talker. I don't mind talking and having a good time because life's too short to be crabby and stuffy for no reason. But I actually had a good time with you guys. It literally felt like kind of sitting down, just shooting the shit with my friends, or just having just a normal conversation about any and everything. Without having to walk on eggshells, if that makes sense.
Right.
About anything you do. So I thought that was pretty dope. Other than that was pretty cool. And yes, I will be cussing. Take full advantage of that, god damn it.
Yeah. Before the show, he was asking like, "Can we cuss?" And then it was like maybe 50 minutes in the show, and he didn't cuss. I was like,
"Oh, that was me."
That was my pops. That was my pops. Me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So Johnny, so you know what? Your show was interesting because you're just an interesting cat, because there's a lot of elements that's going on to the process of putting dance animations. It's not just a simple this and that. You have like a studio, you're bringing world-class dancers, and to have you on the show and to have you explain that on the show was amazing. And I wanted everybody to hear the production story of that podcast. It was really great. What was your experience and take from the podcast of your show?
Hey, Nestor, I had a great time. It was really chill. It was very cash. We're just over there just shooting the breeze, like, chilling like in a, hotel living room.
Yeah.
Overlooking the Vegas
the
or
red
something.
Light District.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and in technicalities, you guys got it all pretty spot on. The audio was good. props to Horace there. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of work. Yeah. So I totally enjoyed it.
You know, it's funny because people will like hit you up and be like, "I never seen you like this way." And I think because we got Johnny so comfortable and laughing, and that's my goal of the show. You know what I mean? To get people so laughing and comfortable that you see me as a friend for years. You know, if I can't be a friend for years, then I feel like I'm not really did my job that night. You know what I mean?
Right, and you did great. Yeah.
There was staff that was your staff for since you started the thing, and I remember them hitting and chatting. They were like, "I never seen you this way," and I was like, "I
with all the
did it.
cussing and all
I
that.
did it."
Yeah, you did it.
One thing I love about your episode, Johnny, is that you really give those business tips. Everybody did, because I feel like in this, everybody that's been on the show, each of you you're very business minded. You just really gave some great tips for not only SL but for RL too. And so, if you haven't checked out Johnny's episode, please do. It's fantastic. I think you give some really great sound advice because you are a hard worker. You're a great guy, but at the same time, you keep things very real and in perspective, and that's a huge takeaway.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love doing this podcast because it showed everybody's drive. And you can hear it in their voice because you can't see them in real life, but you can hear it in their voice, how driven they are. You know what I mean? And that was so great to come across.
The other thing is each of your guys' uniqueness, and there's nobody more unique, I think, than David Heather. David, tell us about your experience coming onto the podcast.
It was so interesting because I never really had to sit down and kind of explain my process or anything or kind of dive into it verbally. It's just things that go on in my head. So it was an interesting experience trying to explain that to you guys and try to put it into words. You really made me think about those things and, how to say those things to people because I never really have to, explain it or, nobody's ever really interested in that part of it. They're just kind of like, interested in the final product. So it was interesting having to explain that. I liked it. And also, Val taught me about lifestyle brand because I had never thought of what I did in that way. Or really did I pay attention to the fact that I basically attacked so many, facets of Second Life in one brand. I really didn't think about that. So I took the term lifestyle brand to heart, and I'm running with it.
One thing I noticed, what I got from your episode especially, is your support system, your SL family, how much that's transpired to your real life.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I actually started to notice kind of the same thing. Everybody has this great support system in SL. And Johnny said it best. He says, don't go into business in SL without a good team that you can rely on.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's really been ringing true from everybody we've met in here so far.
It's smart. It's smart because there's so many aspects of business and you can't be good at everything. And so why not bring people on board who are good at these specific things? You can't do it all by yourself. Everybody expects like designers and business owners and SL to do everything by themselves. And that's not the way real life business works. So it's a weird expectation to have on, people in SL when we don't expect that of real life businesses. We don't expect them to run from one person. One person can't do everything on their own. I mean, you could, but you're gonna lack in some areas because you're just one person.
The biggest fatal mistake people make going into business off the bat, thinking they could do it all themselves.
Yeah, that's really it. They really believe that, and I hate to tell them because I tried it, and it became chaos because like you're one person. There's so many aspects that go into an SL business that it's hard to do everyone well. Like you can't do each of those aspects well when you're like boggled down with all of them. So let's delegate. Delegate. A business is several people, not just one person.
Johnny, did you have something to add there?
Yeah. think of your business as a ship. You're a captain of the ship. Now you could run the business by yourself to a point, right? But then you're looking at a yacht. But as a captain of the ship, what are you going to do? You're going to helm the ship, or are you going to run the engine room at the same time, handle the sails? You're going to need people eventually, right? So the bigger the ship, the more revenue you bring in, the more people you'll need to keep that thing going. And there's one thing that all millionaires have in common, that you have to be able to replace yourself. The key word is to replace yourself and systemize your business. And that's how you grow.
How do you feel about people who say, well, I don't know who I could trust on SL because a lot of people are shady. So, guys, what do you say to that? How did you find your people?
David, you can go.
And I know we haven't gone full circle yet, but I kind of just want to touch on that. So feel free. We haven't come to you yet. Feel free to.
This is Tiller. I would say it's just all about taking a risk, really. If you're not down for taking a risk, then you shouldn't be in business to begin with.
I agree.
That's really where it boils down to.
I agree.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's where business. Here's the thing with like business, everything is a risk. Your circle, your staff is a risk. Your, the market is a risk that you're marketing to. Everything's a risk, and if you're not willing to just, go dive headfirst in your vision, you know what I mean? Then this is not the area for you. You know what I mean?
There's no way to be safely successful.
Safely successful. There's no such thing, right, David? Great.
There's
word.
no
That's
such
good.
thing.
That's good.
You really have to step out there on your own accord and really believe in your vision, and you have to stick to it. Because there's going to be challenges. There's going to be people who you see rise faster than you, and you're going to think, maybe I should change what it is I'm trying to do because they got there by doing this, so maybe I should do that. And I've learned that trying to do what other people do to reach their goal is ultimately going to fail because you have to do it your own way.
And I feel like somebody who's really done it their own way, Oakley Foxtrot here. You are a pioneer in the blogger picture photography world.
Thickaroni.
I mean, you are.
I always feel so weird when people say that to me because I'm like, I just take pictures that I like.
What it is. Yeah. That's what it is. So, I mean, and then you also found, as you put it, your own tribe in SL too, but it's come a lot with some backlash and maybe people just not really understanding. So can you talk a little bit about your experience on the podcast with your episode?
Yeah, it was really nice, for me to just talk and people who don't know me and people who have never met me to just hear me talk. Like, I know I have a big ass mouth and I talk too fucking much all the time. Like, I know that about me, but I've grown a lot over the years. And one thing I really wanted with this podcast is for people who want to hate on me for no reason to hear me and hear that, I don't think I'm this fabulous queen fucking bee of Second Life photography. Like, I don't see myself like that. I just do it because I have fun doing it. It's a hobby for me. And that's all it is. So being able to tell people how I feel about things and hear, that I'm actually just a normal ass person, that's what was really nice for me.
One other thing we talked about on your episode that came up was virtual secrets.
Oh yeah, we love that site. JK.
Does negative always come from it? Is there anything that we could take that's positive? I mean, other than we know it's just not a nice site. Like, is there something more to this that we're not talking about?
Like, you mean like the site as a whole?
People, and just people contributing to it. Is there any positives to take away? Because I think you did mention something. You said that as many haters as you do have, you feel like you have a lot more support.
Oh, for sure. Hey, I could have a hater in this call right now. I wouldn't know it. You never know. It's a random thing. But for the haters that I have Jason. So many. Oh my God, no, never. I have so many more
It's me.
The people who actually
It's
like
me,
me
yeah.
and know me, you know. So, but even the people who can't stand me, I mean, most of the people probably have a good reason. I probably pissed them off by saying something. But then there's some who, you know, don't have a reason. But the thing about the secrets that I actually like to laugh about it. Some of the things that people have said about me are fucking hilarious because they make no fucking sense. Like, I've fucked this person and I've done that and I've sucked this person's dick and all this. You know, like, what? You don't know me. That didn't happen. Shut the fuck up. You know, so I like to see that stuff because it is hilarious to me. So I guess laughter for me would be a positive.
And I know, Tiller, in your episode too, you talked about how you even had people who hated on your logo, Tiller Up. You've dealt with that. Is anybody else in business as well? How do you deal with that when you get the negative?
It just got real quiet.
Yeah. Can you hear? Can you hear?
I mean, I'll pick up because I know we also talked about messed up secrets on our on ours. As far as like business goes, you know, personally, it's very for me it was very destructive, and I kind of talk about how I kind of scaled back. Because if you're going into business, and I remember you saying this, that if you go into business in a sense is about what do the people think, because that's your
100%.
audience. But also you still have to have a headstrong idea of where you want to take it, because there's going to be criticism. So you take what you hear, good and bad, and you scale it. And so what I had to do was I had to scale back because I was on Facebook. Apparently, how I was bringing my brand Tiller to the table, it wasn't being seen a certain way. So I had to tailor that idea a different way to even affect the people who weren't on board and try to bring them on board. And they still might not be. Like she said, it's random, and people just hate you for no reason. But at the end of the day, you know, business in a sense is about your audience and trying to figure out what suits and what doesn't with your own idea. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, and one other thing I want to mention is, you know, and I said this in my original podcast, but if you're a hater and you hear my voice right now, well, not right now because we're not live, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, come to me, come talk to me. I am open. I will talk to you. I really will. Like, you may have heard
people don't
something.
Do that.
Yeah, they don't, right? They just want to assume shit.
Because, yeah.
They don't want to have an actual
conversation. Come meet me in the streets. Let's do it.
Yeah, come. I'll fuck you up.
Right.
Nah.
Don't meet me at Ibiza because it's too nice. You know?
No. Meet her at Ibiza.
There's a
Meet
guest
her at
list here.
Ibiza. No, meet her at Ibiza because I'm gonna be on the beach with a cup.
I'll have my phone out. I will be recording.
I will drive the boat. I will not make it. You will not reach your destination. You know what's crazy is that we have David, a lion, and then we have the young lion Tiller. David, what business advice can you give to Tiller? You know what I mean? And he exploded on the scene. And Tiller looks up to you, and you were the guy who, when you first started, David, you exploded on the scene. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is like some good words you can give another great brand has the Tiller brand?
Wow, the way you just threw me out there, like
yeah, with the big hat and all, man. I mean, you're solid in adverts. You know, you're just, you know, your product is amazing. Out of like from decor to women's to men's, you know what I mean? And we're just touching the surface. So what do you give, you know, to a young lion has Tiller, you know, some good.
I'm taking notes, David. I'm taking notes.
Oh, damn. Be hungry. Be hungry for success. This SL has so much power in it that I think people really don't understand. They think it's just a game. They think it's just something to do leisurely, which it can be, but it can also be an amazing business move. Like you can really build into something here, and it has the possibility to change your life.
Yeah.
Before I started running a business on SL, I was just a struggling college student, trying to figure out how I was going to pay for college, how I was going to get out of my parents' place because they were driving me insane. Like SL changed all of that for me once I began to look at it as a real business and not a game business, because there's no difference between the two. Business is business. So once you treat this as a real business, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I never thought that this could be my job, and it is. I don't have to clock in at a 9 to 5 anywhere, and haven't for almost 10 years. Like, I don't need to, and I have money to do what I want to do, and it can be a really wonderful move for you if you take it seriously. You just have to take it seriously, and you just have to be risky. Like, everything I did was a risk. Like, it was like, I'm like, people don't like high fashion like that, but let's see. And yeah, I think that's really it. Just be hungry for it. Be serious about it. And keep out of the mess. They're gonna try to drag you. They're gonna try to drag
How do you keep
in
out?
Well, Taylor on that episode said that he used to be very active on SLFB, and now he just doesn't because of drama.
Yeah, same. I'm a lot less active than I used to be too, but it's something that you have to do for your brand. People don't like to buy things from people with big mouths. That's just how it is.
Did you ever bite your tongue, David? Like I need to say this, and then you're like, delete, delete, delete.
I do, absolutely. I bite my tongue a lot. I really had to change that about myself because it began to affect my business. So I really had to learn how to shut the fuck up and mind my own goddamn business.
I love that.
Like, that ain't my strong suit. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I like to say what the fuck I want to say when
I feel that 100%. No one had to shut the fuck up.
Like,
I have a problem with that myself.
Right, Oakley. Like, it's hard to shut the fuck up because you say such crazy things on social media, especially to you and about you, and you just want to cuss everybody out. But as a business person, you have to keep a cool head. And it's so easy for me now that nothing that anybody says or does affects me anymore. It does not upset me anymore. Literally, it's something I laugh at. But I remember when I was starting out, it used to aggravate me. And I was always on Facebook fighting. I was always into it with somebody. I was always running my big ass mouth about something that was none of my business. And I really had to change that for money's sake. Like, I'm like, if money won't make you shut the fuck up, nothing will.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You know what? And money made me shut the fuck up.
And money made me shut the fuck up. I shut the hell up.
I mean, but honestly, I can't see. It is interesting y'all say that because I can't see. I remember when Tiller was always on Facebook because he was one of the creators that I was like, yo, finally somebody can make something I can wear. No offense, David. I do appreciate you. But your pants get a little tight, homie. I was like,
I know I'm a particular taste, particularly.
No, but here's the thing though. I actually like your stuff, but he made like casual wear, and it was real hard for me to find casual wear. So I was like, yo, he was dope. And I saw him, and all of a sudden he just kind of disappeared. And then even with you, I used to see you a lot. And then you kind of disappear. I'm like, where did they go? Because I'm trying to figure out how I get to the next thing. But now that y'all say, like, y'all took a step back and said, I got to do this for my own brand, that does make a lot more sense. Because I can't imagine y'all being, like, in drama, if that makes sense. Like, you see a person and they're like, I was always in some shit. But you like, where was the shit? Because I'm trying to figure out what shit y'all was in. Because I ain't never saw y'all in no shit. So I thought that
brands don't like dabble too much in drama because they differentiate. Is it worth, you know what I mean, my business or my opinion? And a lot of times, let me just go with my business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just more profitable to shut the hell up.
100%. I gotta learn that, man. I gotta learn that. And you know what?
Hey,
I've gotten
and
better, and I'm
the
old as
only
shit.
time you speak is when you about to shut their mouth up with a good product.
Exactly.
That's the best clapback. Is the best product. Like, oh damn.
Talk your shit, Tiller. Talk your shit.
Exactly.
That was gospel right there, Tiller.
Right.
The
Let me write
best
this
clapback.
down.
Yeah. The best clapback is you returning with something, you know what I mean? That's fire, you know. Tokyo. So your episode, it was amazing because you actually did 2 episodes, and there were the Valentine special episodes. And you brought up some interesting points on the episode. And if anybody watched that points, it was like the varieties of love. It's not just one way. And you spoke on that. It was amazing. What was your experience on the podcast, and what was one point that you took away from it?
Well, I think that it was really great to just be able to see everyone's perspective, because you tend to surround yourself with people that are like-minded.
Mhm.
And so it was awesome to be able to exchange my ideas with, like Tekila in particular,
Mhm.
and be able to do it amicably as well, and respectfully, and debate both sides, and that was awesome. She really did give me stuff to think about as well.
Mhm.
And the other thing, and I don't even think I've ever even said this to you, but the other thing is that I just really appreciated how I came on, and I didn't really expect that you guys were gonna dig deep into what I do and like what so like being faced with that and being told like, hey, you do this, you do that.
That's
And
Tiller. Tiller was
yeah,
shocked through the whole.
yeah.
through the whole episode.
And like having to recognize that I'm bringing some value to this community was like, wow. And
You
so I
do,
just super appreciate you bringing that to me, and that was really cool as well. But yeah, just sharing perspectives and being able to relate to everybody who's all experiencing kind of the same thing here with me. That was awesome. And so yeah,
the main thing we talked about though is just the different types of relationships you can find in SL, and then the potential of taking it to RL. What does that mean? Just exploring like whether you're just going to date one person or multiple people on here. What's your dating experience in SL? And I guess everybody, what's your take on dating in SL?
Yeah, one thing that we brought up. I'll throw this subject out. One thing that the big subject of it was poly. Has anybody engaged in a poly relationship on this panel?
It's so weird that you brought this up because, I actually just got kind of
Currently
involved.
in one. No, I'm just kidding.
no, actually, I just got involved with someone who's poly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and he's gonna hear this when I do the when he hears the podcast. But
sure. Shout out to what's the name? I'm just kidding.
But it's when you like a person. So me, I'm not poly. I've never been poly. I don't share. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're mine, and that's about it. That's it.
That's it.
But when you like a person, you try.
Yeah.
And I'm trying. But it's for others it works. For me, that's some difficult shit. To be honest,
that's kind of the same conversation I was having with Tekila. Is she was asking me like, well, why would you do that type thing? And I was just expressing that I just see love differently. I just think that the person that I love, if they can be loved to a different extreme, like if they could feel good about themselves all the time, like who am I to keep that from them on one side? And on another side is like, I also am sort of a free spirit, and I just want to live my life in a way where I don't feel restricted, that if I meet or come across someone that, because people are multifaceted, like you can't be everything to one person, in my opinion.
No,
it's hard,
you're right. Yeah.
So if you come across someone that sparks your interest, even if it's not, sexual or, but it could be romantic, that you could explore that without having
Right.
to fear, you know, giving up this other person that you also find amazing. So it's just a different way of living. That's it. And another thing that we touched on was that a lot of times it's looked at as if it's all about sex, like, oh, you just want to be able to be with
Right.
anybody you want. But it's actually more difficult in a poly relationship because you have to respect multiple people's wishes. So it's not really all about that. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I definitely hear like that. Just makes so. It's weird. Like it makes so much sense. Everything you just said, I'm like, oh my god, that sounds so awesome and amazing. And then I get hurt. I get
Yeah.
jelly as shit.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to go cry. You know what I mean? It's
Well, see,
like I just can't handle
with the
it. I'm
poly
not.
experience, it has to be your experience as well. It just can't just be
Mhm.
like, oh, we just
Oh,
made
yeah.
a pact with my partner. It has
Right.
to be your experience and your curiosity
Yeah.
as well. If it's not, it's going to be toxic. You know what I mean?
So here's this thing with poly, like I would hope that someone that would enter into a relationship like that with you would take your feelings into so much consideration that you would never feel jealousy, you would never feel insecure about anything, that they would you know, kind of be able to care for you and at the same time help you understand why it is that this other person sparks their interest and that it may not
Yeah.
have anything to do with anything you're lacking. So hopefully that, you know, that goes well for you.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I'm definitely gonna take things you just said
So I have
into
a-
what's happening for sure.
And this is a great resort to take them. You know what I mean?
Well, I do
For
have a
them.
question.
Oh my God, Nesta.
Right. No. We can't
You're in
do
the
the
right
poly
place.
also.
Yes.
But no, I will say I do have a question because I do think the poly conversation is interesting. Me, my mom, my pops, like I think we've had the conversation a couple of times before. Just
I think we had it
because
on
of
podcast,
poly.
yeah. Or after,
Yeah,
I don't remember.
it's interesting to me, kind of that side of it. I normally flow a little bit more toward realism, not to like downplay what you're talking about. I look at it like people are people. People have emotions. People are human. You can't control somebody's emotions. So even if someone per se makes you feel quote unquote secure about the situation, because you can't control that person, you may take the other person on a date and they're inevitably going to be jealous. It might just be in their nature. Regardless of how you make them feel, that just may be the situation. But I think sometimes where people go wrong with poly is it turns into selfishness. It's not, it goes from that one person being open, like, oh, I really want to, you know, try this out, you know, go into it, do this and da da da. But it becomes at some point like a selfish thing. Not to say from that person, it could be on the other side where they may feel like more drawn to this person, quote unquote, in how they feel, or they did it in a selfish way, if that makes sense. They had no intention of making it a true poly situation. It was just, I want to have my cake and eat it too. So I'm going to just throw poly out there. And because that person cares about you, they're going to go into it with you, not understanding that this was purely a selfish situation from the start. And I think some people don't know how to tell that. So then when you see it and it happens, you're like, what the fuck? And now you feel hurt and you're upset about it and you're angry, but it was never genuine to start with. You know what I'm saying? And that's my only beef sometimes with poly relationships. That's my only beef.
I want to say one more thing and then I'm going to stop talking until like someone asks me to speak. But one thing I want to say, I like to talk, okay? One thing I want to say is that the guy that will hear this, you know, he has been so supportive. Like, he's like, you know, if you need more attention here and there, tell me. Like, I want to make you, you know, you comfortable. And I love that. And I'm like, wow, you know, he's fucking great. But then I'm like, I overthink a lot. That's my downfall.
You guys believe in
I sabotage myself.
Let's say RL is RL, SL is SL. Don't mix the two.
I don't follow that at all.
I don't know how that's impossible.
It is impossible.
It really
It's
is.
impossible. It is.
That's
I'm
all my
sorry.
relationships.
No, okay. So let me play devil's advocate here. It can't. Okay, for me, it's not impossible. And the only reason I say that is because I have boundaries. I stick to my boundaries, and you're not going to cross them, regardless of what you think. And the moment that you think you are, that's the moment will be over. Because it's me saying that once I close this laptop, yes, you may be my friend, true, but understand whatever you do to me in SL, that's where it's gonna stay. Like, I'm not gonna close my laptop. You call me crying and upset about something that happened in your real life, and I'm gonna just say fuck you. I've never been like that. So I'm gonna still talk to you, but we're not gonna talk about SL. We're not gonna do that. But I think a lot of the times people will take their real life, they'll put it on SL because realistically speaking, regardless of what people say, that, oh, I'm different when I get in SL. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not different. And the fact that you think you are is crazy to me. You're not different. Because if you're sneaky and conniving in real life, you're going to be sneaky and conniving in SL. If you're sweet and great and beautiful in real life, you're going to be sweet, great, and beautiful in SL. You're not going to become a bitch just because you logged on and that's your character. That's not true. You're just a bitch, and let's just own that.
Right.
And call it a day. I hate when people blame that on, like, oh, I'm a hoe in SL. No, mama. You was probably on in real life. And let's just keep it a beam. That might just be your tendency for you to be able to let that out because you may not be able to do that in real life because you have other standards that you have to attend to. Cool, not a problem. Ain't judging you. I think it's bomb as fuck. But relationships, when they try to take it from SL to RL, I think a lot of the times that's when it becomes a little shaky. Because you might not be seeing that person all the time. You may not be being around them. You're not living with them. You don't really know them. It has, but it changes when you get in that person's face. You don't know somebody till you live with them. I'm a firm believer in that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's real cute. It's real cute to clean that house on SL, but when you go to their house in real life, and that house
funky ass socks,
right? It hit different. It hit different.
Yeah, that pretty face is a little different.
Right.
That's not nice.
Like, oh my, that house is nasty.
The little dookie streaks on the boxer shorts.
Okay, now that we didn't need all that.
I didn't.
Like, everything hit different when you go from SL to real, and some people have managed it, and they have managed it beautifully. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great because they've accepted and understood each other's boundaries and each other's flaws, and they've chosen to accept that.
Here's the weird thing. Here's a weird thing, Roman. Is that, like, what's crazy is, like, I'm barely trying to figure out a one-on-one relationship. Then I see two people managing 3, 4, and I'm like, what am I mentally?
No, it's called pimp shit. No, it's
I
called
don't
pimp
know how I don't know how they can do it because really, to take one, it takes a lot. You got to maintain that. You got to be supportive, loving, and then one more. And I just say I have experience in poly early on in my SL for a lot of years, but it's not an easy relationship to maintain. Yes, you do get jealous. I can speak for myself. You do get jealous when you have to share, your emotions with someone else. Can it separate from real life to SL? Possibly. I've always teetered on both. It's never been a straight SL thing. It's always been, oh, your phone number.
Right.
We talk
Yeah.
outside of that. It's kind of dependent on the relationship,
True.
with the person that you have. But yeah, it's possible, but I've always crossed that line. Not like really like one. Let me just bring this up one time.
Right.
One time, because everybody meets people. Not everybody. Some people. I've met one person in real life years back from here. So I don't know because people meet family, mothers and daughters. They'll meet up in real life. Yeah.
I mean, I met a guy from Second Life and moved in with him in real life. We lived together. Yeah, we lived together for like 2 years.
T.
Okay.
Actually,
that was when I first started Second Life. Also, Nesto, your mic is on in Second Life.
Yeah. They told me that's why we mute SL. But
okay.
You know what's weird? Because I start clicking everywhere, like, oh, let me turn my mic back on. You know what I mean?
That's you're in your fourth drink. Because you're used to doing it in world, so it's okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Jason and Romeo are together in R.L. Menace.
I love that. That's so
Really?
sweet.
That's
Oh my
beautiful.
god.
They are
Yeah, they met each other a couple times. But you know what, Tekila, should we go into that segment? Because one of the questions that we're going to go, and we're going to go from right to left, is that is there a relationship, or relationship means anything, that touched you so much that you met them in real life, and how did that go? Starting with Meela.
Oh goodness. So one, I think my outlook on relationships is very opposite of everyone here. No, I haven't felt.
We love the opposite. Please tell.
I have met someone in real life. It was just a friend who I've known forever, and they happened to be in Los Angeles, and I was like, whatever. We've known each other forever. They were also a female in real life, and they're with their husband, so I was comfortable. But even like my best friends, the people I've been in partnerships with years, I never, like Raina's on this call, and she's probably my best friend in Second Life, and I honestly don't feel all that moved to meet her in real life. For me, it is very separate. I don't feel like I care for her, and I care for the people I meet, but I don't feel any need to bring them into what my real life is.
And I love that. It just goes to show you everyone, we're all different. We all like our shit and, so.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times what we do in Second Life is we look at relationships and assume there's one type. Like I have romantic relationships in real life or in Second Life that do nothing for me in real life, but they are completely enjoyable in Second Life. And I've been the one who's asexual in real life and fucking escort in Second Life and enjoy it. So I don't think there's this weird, like, there can't be a dichotomy between who you are in the real world and who you enjoy being virtually. But I think a lot of times we look at relationships and we're like, if you're in one, that means you're like all in, you have real life and feelings involved. And like, granted, we'd be sociopaths if we had no feelings, but I don't think there's necessarily like a requirement that, when I log off, I'm thinking about this person.
So this brings us to a great question that
you gotta hit everybody in the panel.
I wanna add that for me personally, I found it exhausting to separate my two selves. Like I found it exhausting to come to SL and have a persona and then in real life be somebody else. And so it was so exhausting for me, especially at the beginning stages, because when I first came to Second Life, I was a closeted gay man. Like I was very confused and I was struggling with my sexuality tremendously. I know what you think, who would have thunk it, but I did. And so SL literally helped me make peace.
How old were you when you joined?
I was 17.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was a senior in high school when I joined Second Life. And being able to come on Second Life and be an open gay man and be free, and then having to go back to the real world and be closeted again literally drove me insane, until the point where I had to come out the closet because I tasted freedom. You know what I'm saying? I tasted acceptance, and I could not go back to my life and not have it anymore. And so, after years, 21, I finally came out, and that's when I began to meet my SL family, and I couldn't have a genuine connection with them if I separated them. And so I allowed them into my world after a few years, because we started to build up a lot of trust and a lot of understanding. And these people really helped me make it through such hard times in my life. Like I said on the last show, I had a hard life, and they really supported me through it and gave me advice and helped me navigate that. You know what I'm saying? These were things that I could not find in the real world because I wasn't open in the real world. Like I was just like, I don't trust people. People need to mind their own goddamn business, and I don't want anything to do with them because people are annoying. And so SL was where I allowed people to get to know me, and I allowed people to, be in my quote unquote own world. And because I did that, I was able to build such such an amazing foundation that by the time we met in real life, it felt like I was meeting people that, you know, I've known my whole life. And I've pretty much met a lot of my family on SL. And like these are very important people to me now. These are they feel like a real family to me. You know,
That's
like
awesome.
whenever we get together, we have a great time. And so
that's beautiful.
I don't know how to separate the two anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to be just SL. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't see the point. You know, it's just too much work to turn that off when I leave. You know what I'm saying? And even if I could, I can't separate my emotions. I don't know how to do that. And if you do, hats off, because I don't know how to separate the two. Like whatever I feel is what I feel. It doesn't. The way I feel doesn't change between Second Life and real life. I don't know how to have two sets of emotions that, you know, like I think that's some sort of duplicity that I just don't possess, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen people do it successfully. It's just something that I don't know how to do. I don't get it.
I'm the same way. It's difficult for me to.
I think it's a personality thing because I don't even see it as a duplicitous thing. Like I'm not putting on a persona in Second Life. I think if people in my real lives, you know, they watch my videos, they see the same person. It's just like how I am pretty much. Like I have work friends. I have my college friends. I think there's just different types of people can categorize their lives that way. Although like being the same person across the board. You know, I joined Second Life as a grown woman. I think I was 25 when I joined. So, you know, I'm used to having these type of boundaries and relationships. And I think when I came to SL, I wasn't willing to kind of tear down those boundaries just kind of to bring more people in my life. And I'm that way. I'm no good at having a lot of people in my life, like, period. So even at SL, you know, it's very few people that I get to know that deeply.
I mean, I feel that. I definitely can understand that. I mean, I wouldn't say I have two sets of emotions, just certain things don't phase me. It's just kind of like if something happens in SL and it's on the nature of being betrayed or whatever the case is, I just kind of look at it like, okay, and
I agree with that.
What is that going to do for me? Like, it's not going to do anything for me. You don't do anything for me. Nothing about you is going to move me to make me feel some type of way. Like, it just is. It's just
like this online drama don't mean a damn thing.
Right. And I was like, that's not going to happen. I'm going to close my laptop. You're going to cease to exist and I'm going to be fine. However, there are certain things that happen in SL. Like if something were to happen to my mother in SL, Tye, I would feel some type of way. Like I would feel some type of way. Like, damn, what's her number? Or like, I need to draw a map, something, because I'm about to go up there and see what's happening. But that's because that's my mother. You know what I'm saying? However,
so with my top liver.
I mean, you ain't shit. Let's start
okay,
there.
wow.
Hello.
You know, but no, I have the same love for my mother as I do for my pops. Like at the end of the day. I'll come see you in real life behind them too. Like but it's just different for certain people. I have certain levels of shit. Like there's certain levels of fuckery you can get me on, and certain people I don't know. Who are you? Like it's like who are you? You ain't gonna move me, but you come from my parents. It's a fucking problem, and you about to understand why I'm the way I am real quick. So I mean, people can learn how to turn it on and turn it off. It's almost like a job. You go to work, but you don't fuck with outside of work.
Cold switching.
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
But here's the thing: we're not dealing with NPCs in SL. We're dealing with real people. So if you have a real connection, it's not because hey, you look a certain way or you dress a certain way. It's because you connect. You know what I mean? And then you might see them real life about like 4 weeks later. You know what I mean? They're BTA. But you connect with somebody, you know, and this is the special thing about SL. And I was telling, I don't remember who I was telling, but when everybody was suffering from COVID and everybody was in isolation mode, and you know, they were like, I can't party no more. Everybody on SL was partying on here with the same social connection. You know what I mean? From people all around the world. You know,
yeah, we were ready for that.
Yeah. We've been COVID ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We were fine.
I'm like, I've
we
been
were
living in
100%
isolation.
fine.
I've been living
We were
on
fine and we
quarantine
were
my whole
protected.
life. I'm fine.
Right. We were like COVID.
I'm like, everybody's struggling with being inside all the time. I'm like, that's literally my whole life. Okay.
Right.
I'm like, this is nothing.
That's actually a good topic for anybody can jump in the circle.
I loved COVID. I love it. I think it's like I've been having so much fun.
I'm still mad at how they acted over toilet paper. I'm still not over
Oh my God, what the hell was that?
Okay.
Toilet paper?
Confused. I'm so
Of all
confused.
things.
Toilet paper.
Some people
They
got big
act like
assholes.
you were about to get ready for a worldwide hurricane or
Nah,
something.
but here's
Like,
what's my beef though. Y'all stole all the toilet paper, but the vegetables and the meat was right there. I was really
They didn't.
Everybody like, oh my God, we're gonna be stuck inside. How are we gonna wipe our asses? No,
Yeah, nobody thought about the vegetables.
like
They're
no
just
one,
like-
no one tried to get food. Y'all got all
You
the
know what was
toilet
cool?
paper.
What was cool to me is the fact that people who do play online games had an escape. They had a place to go to talk and socialize and just have fun. If it was club, even if it was having sex, whatever it is that they wanted to do, they could do it virtually. I've seen
big point is that, like, you know, when COVID was happening, and if you didn't know anything about Second Life, you couldn't hump and you get your rocks off. You had to just jerk off like videos. But on this fucking game, people were fucking left and right. It made people fuck more. You know what I mean?
we saw it. Our first resort to more at Bali. There was so much of it going on that we didn't have enough beds, right? Enough anything.
We really did not.
So it really was, but it was a beautiful thing, honestly, to see. There was like 1,000 people online. I've never seen that. Like out of my friends list, so many people on at one time. It was packed here in SL.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember we had a whole attitude. Like, yo, y'all lagging. I don't know what made y'all to make an account today, but could y'all do this some other time?
No, there was people that was coming back from years, like people who hadn't played in 6
They
years.
were back,
were coming
y'all.
back.
I was like,
Yes.
hey.
I enjoyed
I'm glad you're alive.
because when COVID came, my sales rocketed. That's all I got to say.
Right. I was gonna
Okay,
ask
well,
you, like,
Mine as well. Like, that's why I said I love COVID. Like, it made me rich.
You know what was
Okay,
crazy?
well, I ain't have
You
no
know what's
business
crazy?
one, but I got one now. Hell.
Is that when
Mhm.
COVID happened, my sales decreased. They're like, yeah, I don't. No, just kidding.
We have like this designer group on Facebook where we kind of like discuss designer stuff, I guess you could say. So it's got like most of SL's designers in it. So we kind of discuss.
Okay, well, add me.
Stuff. And yeah, of course. And it has like, we kind of like discuss like profits and stuff like that. And everybody was like, holy shit, why am I making so much money right now? And I'm like, because everybody's literally stuck at home and they can't go real life shopping. So they're going Excel shopping.
Good.
Wait, there's a designer group, David?
Oh.
Jay, that you're not a part of it.
Yeah,
this is awkward.
You're not supposed to spill the tea.
Right.
You can't spill the designer tea.
Everybody looks at David.
Hey, Taylor, are you on the designer group or what's going on?
I'm actually not. This is my first time hearing about it.
Okay, can we?
Oh, the president. That's crazy.
Everybody get your phones out.
I will add you guys.
This is proof. SL Illuminati. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Add Silver Spoon. Well, yeah.
Okay. Like, but yeah, we discuss, designer. We discuss like cash out options. How to properly invest our money. Business models, stuff like that in there.
I definitely want to be a part of that.
I'm there. Blueberry's there.
That's all you gotta say, man. That's all you gotta say. I'm in.
The blueberry.
Right. I mean,
you dropped the
honestly,
edible. Everybody in it.
Right. If you honestly discuss stuff like that, I definitely would love to be a part of that, especially being a new business. Like, that's stuff that I would love to know about, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You guys are on the cusp of, can do what y'all do. What's the next segment, Tekila?
Well, Horace does have a question, and David did touch on it a little bit. But
Okay.
Horace wanted to know, business aside, what is it about SL that draws you to it? Why play this?
Do we want to go
game?
to left or right, or you want David to ask?
I'll go.
We'll start with David, and then we'll go to left or right. Go ahead.
The possibility to experiment, I think the experimentation and the possibility for self-growth. I think a lot of people don't know this, but SL can be a vehicle of growth for you as a person. Because I grew as a person, so I'm kind of like living, breathing proof that is very possible. Because it's a lot of things I learned in SL that prepared me for the real world, and I didn't even realize I was learning these things because it was just fun. I was just here for fun and have a good time and run my mouth like I love to do.
So we'll love to have you on second season then.
Yeah. Like I love to run my mouth. Like me and Oakley girl, we got that in common. I love to talk.
Fuck yeah.
And so I really grew as an individual, as a human from SL. I took so much from it and applied it to my real life. And I don't know, it tremendously helped me. Just being able to come here and experiment, like I feel like this is like the best place to safely experiment with things, like whether that be sexuality, relationships, designing. It's like the best test run you can think of, because you can test all of that. I've tested all of that. Like I've done some crazy shit. Like I was in an open relationship one time, and that was a mess because I didn't.
It didn't work, but it's fine.
It didn't work. It did, because I don't like to have SL sex, and he did. And so I was like, well, how about you just have sex with other people and leave me alone?
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question as well.
That's one way to be poly.
Basically, I was
I'm not
thinking about
doing
that
it.
when you guys were talking about poly. I was like, I kind of guess I did something.
You know what? You didn't touch on that fact, so go ahead. You can speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was like, I had a boyfriend on SL, and he was
So
really.
you were sleeping while they're just smashing on SL. You're just
basically, I don't give a damn. I did what you want to do. I was like, look, because I had SL sex with him one time because I used to be an escort, so I kind of good at it.
Wait, David, you said you used to be in an
look, I did.
This is a whole other episode.
And I did what I had to do to open my business.
Season 2, David SL escort.
We're not going to talk about my clients' success.
100%. And you know what? We're going to bring him on the show.
Look, I did what I had to do to get this business.
You had to, man.
Oh no!
For people that don't know, when you hear the intro of our podcast, I think David is saying, see me, promo. No, promo. See me. That's David's voice, by the way.
Oh my God.
Because that's the essence of SL. Like, get your shit out there if you know what I mean.
Grant, don't be exposing me, sis.
Totally.
That'll be from my episode, just exposing David Hedler. Ooh.
I was the only one tricking. Okay, so we want to talk about it. I wasn't the only one of us tricking, sweetie.
Don't let them get you drunk.
You know what? I'm just a guest here. Oh, okay.
I'm just a guest
here. I'm just a guest.
But he was really into SL sex. I'm not. I don't know if I'm asexual. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but I'm really just not feeling it. I don't want to have sex in any life. I just want to
say that's interesting.
In any life, that is very interesting.
Yeah,
because I asked you on the podcast. I was like, you know how people feel like they got to represent, especially me being a Mexican American. I got to feel like I got to represent Latinos, and shout them out, with products here and there. And I asked David, do you feel the same? And you were like, no, I just hustle, right? Because that's basically.
Yeah, I don't feel personal responsibility for that as much. I do feel a personal responsibility to represent as a black man, especially as a black gay man, on what success is achievable in SL, because there aren't a lot of me walking around. Like, there aren't a lot of successful black gay men walking around SL. So I kind of feel a responsibility for that, maybe. And by that I mean like a mentor role. Like, I don't mind sharing what I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not secretive about it. I don't mind sharing that with anybody, because there's enough success to go around. There's enough money to go around.
Yeah. So cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been on a journey. And everything you can think of, I probably tried it already on SL at least. And I'm not above the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not above doing whatever you got to do to get there. Just do it. Like, it is what it is. It's SL. Like, have fun. Like, do dumb shit. Like, make mistakes. Get dirty.
That's what I love about Meela, because Meela, Meela is the quintessential like anthem of just have fun, forget all your inhibitions and you're this and this and that, and just why are you logging on to like be restricted?
Yeah,
that's what makes Meela so interesting. So yeah. So Meela, with the question I'll ask you is, business aside, what about SL that draws you here?
I mean, I think it's exactly what you said. You can come to a world with no inhibitions. I think as long as you're being upfront and honest to people so they don't get burned, like, what's the point of, why can't I have 6 different boyfriends right now? Why can't I be a hoe if I want to, go to church on Sunday if I feel like it? Like, you can literally do whatever you want. And I think as long as you're not like plowing through people's feelings, why not? I don't get it. And it's funny because I think you guys were talking about SL secrets before, and that's always my thing. People always like talk about how many people I mess with, and it's so funny because like on a daily basis I talk to 2 people. But like, even if I were, why is that an issue? I never understand. But I think that's why we're here in SL, to do absolutely anything, even from a business aspect, because that's our aspect. That is what interests me initially. Because I was 17 when I started my first real life business, and when I came to Second Life, that was my playground to just keep doing it. So I think, it really is a cool place to just kind of not hold back. And that's why I'm still here.
I think that's one thing that's so admirable about you, Meela. It's like, this is who I am. Like, a lot of you here, you're very unapologetic about who you are. You put so much of yourself out there. Like, this is me. I'm writing my own rules. You can't conform me to any little thing. And I'm just going to go for it. And I think that's what's so cool about you.
Yeah.
And how you live your SL life.
And Johnny, same question to you. What was the question? Let me read it again.
Oh my God.
Ask Johnny the question. Sorry, I had it like right there, and then I minimized those.
Johnny, what brings you, what draws you into SL still?
Right.
Having gone through everything, you go through a lot of hoops to bring us amazing, revolutionary dances, but what really draws you here?
I think we touched on this before. It's mostly the aspect that you can create anything. It's just like a virtual canvas. I mean, it's just where like your imagination can be like just one big canvas. When I look at all the stuff that people create, the creators, the clothes that they do, the photographers, like the stuff you see on Flickr, I think that's pretty amazing. And that's one thing that really.
I feel like it's exactly why I'm here. I feel like a lot of this people here today is the reason I keep coming back to SL, for the fashion, for the art. Number one, I feel like in a sense we're all artists here, and I know I've mentioned that on a couple of podcasts, but it's that creation, that creativity, that creative mindset. I think that's what keeps me personally from coming back.
For people that haven't watched me and the Crooked Experience and Johnny podcast, is that he was touching on like some really great stuff, meaning to get SL celebrities, and you're actually in talks with Linda Labs marketing. You know what I mean? And his biggest like just throw on name to be here is to have a concert here with Chris Brown and and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So those big ideas is what keeps you here and keeps driving you, not just your brand that's revolutionary, right? Is that correct, Johnny?
Yeah, it's just basically for everybody. We can, we spoke on your episode about normalizing Second Life back in the golden days. There's a lot of the big brands, IBM, Honda, Duran. I think this is all before my time.
Yeah.
But we can get it back to that point, and everybody wins. Everybody here wins, and that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah,
and,
I love
And that's so I got a lot of these influences. It's not just about me, but it's about doing stuff for the community. It's for everybody. So yeah, Chris Brown is in the works. Cruella. That's something that I'm working on.
Ooh, I love
It's
her.
exciting.
Yeah.
So when you say Chris Brown is in the works, can you give us a little bit more details going on with that?
I'd rather not.
No, that's fine because we want that to happen.
Right.
Lyndon
Oh,
Labs is listening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lyndon Labs for sure is gonna know about it, but Cruella I can probably work on because my friend actually dated one of the dancers. I mean, one of the girls. So,
one of the girls.
Yeah.
Get him on a cell, sign him up.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do, and I'll work on it.
You guys need to check out that show.
So,
Roman, what brought you to SL and the question that Tekila just said?
Honestly,
what's bringing you back? What brings you back?
Well, I know you said
what
not
keeps
business.
pulling you in?
Well, I know you said nothing about business, but I actually just started mine. But before I started my business, my family and
You guys have
my
a great family.
friends, yeah, like my family is really dope. And then also kind of like what John said, like it's like a blank canvas. You can create whatever, do whatever. And there's not necessarily a consequence, if that makes sense. So, if you take a house, you make it fully physical and stand in the middle of it and watch it fall apart, you're not gonna die. Like just doing different type of creative things and kind of seeing how other artists create. So I enjoy seeing the fashions that come about. I enjoy seeing the food that comes out. I enjoy seeing the clothes, like everything, down to textures. I enjoy seeing what people bring to SL, watching something blank come to life, kind of like a IBIZA.
Right.
There was nothing here. It was just land,
Now
and then
this is amazing.
And it's this. So watching, things create, whether you're doing it or someone else is doing it, will always keep me coming back. Yeah,
Gabe, same question.
Sorry, my baby's he's been back and forth. I'll answer this one for me.
Tye.
For me, of course, it's family. It's the connections that I've made here. It is fun. It is exciting. It is able to wow out, while out here without any. Well, you are judged here, unfortunately, so I can't say that. But it's just to kind of live your life or do things that maybe you cannot do in real life. I'm safe here, honestly. I am a homebody in real life, so when I come here, I feel good. I am not into trouble, drama. Well, look, not real life drama.
Well,
I don't touch drama. I don't deal with drama on here, so I don't feed that energy at all. But meaning like outside world and elements, sometimes you can get into things. So I'm kind of safe here. As far as experimenting, yes, that is me. I will. I'm not a builder, even though I get the credit for it all the time for all of these resorts. But it is an idea, and I knew that what people needed, and I always just wanted grow from here, meet great people, and just continue to have fun. If that stops, then I might not log on. But other than that, I'm having fun. I'm around great company, and I keep meeting great people, so I'm good.
Oh man, that's awesome! And,
You're welcome.
And you're being revolutionary in SL and offering people
I'm
an
proud.
experience.
I'm so proud. I am very proud of us. Seriously, I am. I'm proud of all of you guys because I know each, maybe not personally, but I follow a lot of you. I know what you make. I know what you do, and I love it. And it's not easy. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So we all know It's not easy. So
thank you for saying
I'm
that.
proud of it. You're
100%. If it was easy, you know what I mean. There's a lot of
She stalked y'all.
background things. You know,
She
that goes
stalked
on.
y'all. Let's just be honest.
Macaroni and cheese. What makes you keep hitting that login buttons?
My friends. You know, I love my friends. I love my little bubble, honestly. You know, I have a very hard time with trust. I have severe trust issues because people fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally have a group of people that I love a lot. You know, they're like, I don't really do the whole like family thing in Second Life, but I would definitely say they are my family. I mean, like Amy and Mikey here, you know, they're some of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life. And I mean my actual life, you know, and they are the reason why I log back in. Also, I love taking pictures of my tits, obviously, in Second Life. So that also brings me back. Okay.
And we love seeing them, right?
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Can we get like a cheers to her tits?
Yeah. Oh my
Can we do
God.
a
Yeah.
clang?
Cheers.
But you know what?
Clam down.
If there was ever a SL only page, you know what I mean?
Oh, get the fuck out! You better stop. God, you
Wait,
better
hold
stop.
on. I heard that someone had that.
Going through my timeline and I seen that ginger panooch.
Oh, dear God, help me, Lord,
You know
help
what
me,
I mean?
help me, Jesus.
Help me,
Help me, Jesus.
I mean, if they do an OnlyFans, I mean, I got $9.95.
No, I've heard that there's.
Let
I've
them
heard
come
that
out
there's
with
an
an
SL
SL
only.
OnlyFans.
You heard they're gonna do that?
Yes, I've heard
I
that.
said, if they do, I'll be there.
If they make
Yeah.
an SL
I mean,
OnlyFans, I'm gonna be
if
right
you really
there.
think about it,
Get ready.
if you really think about it, what's
Come
the
on.
difference?
Legit.
Because people pay for it anyways in Second Life.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of our girls at the club have OnlyFans and make significant amount of money.
See?
You need to
Oh
give
no.
People act
I
like
hold on.
shit.
Pause. I
An
want to
addict over
ask.
here.
I want to ask something, please.
Right.
I saw that someone went and created an OnlyFans, and OnlyFans came back and was like, "Nah, this content isn't for us."
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Rude. Yeah.
And I just saw like a girl that's like shitting on the floor because she's a
Ew.
dog and you can subscribe.
Oh my god!
Like $9.99.
I'm sure.
I
there's
love how
some
you went from like 0 to 60.
Yeah,
my
he
friend.
totally went there.
Holy
People
shit!
in the digital
No
world
pun
wrong.
intended.
We weren't ready for that.
That's what everyone assumes.
All right,
Everyone in
well,
Second Life
you
is
know,
doing.
if y'all want to follow my OnlyFans, it's Roman Kamal Marks.
You don't have one.
What's the
I mean,
subscription
you know.
thing?
Oh, it's $4. I ain't expensive at all. $4.
You
Not
love
$4,
OnlyFans
okay.
sale.
That's like a
A
Wendy's meal,
bargain.
4 for
Right.
4.
A 4 for 4, I got you. And listen, don't judge.
There you go.
It's time for me to come out of retirement, baby. Make
Right.
Come on, Taylor.
Right.
You got one button left. I mean, you got David. You got one button left over there.
I'm a little rusty, but let's go ahead and do this.
Let's do it. So Taylor, what keeps you logging in the SL digital world?
I mean, I would say that it's not The Sims. So I mean, my avatar never dies. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I would definitely say it's all in the name. Like it's Second Life. It's a second life. Like and we kind of all touched on that. It's life in itself. Like everybody comes and they bring something to the table. It's always innovating. It's always new. You have a reason to come back. There's always a reason to come back. You have your family. You have your friends. It's a life. The same reason why you get up in the morning because you're living. You log in because you're living in a second world. So that's why I come back.
You know what? Call me weird, Taylor, but I feel like it's the same.
Weird.
Digital. Shut the. No, I'm just kidding. So like, wait, let's pass that. So like the digital world and like the realistic world seems like it's the same. You know what I mean? Meaning you're not dealing with NPCs. You know what I mean? We're hanging out and I'm having a good conversation. I'm hanging out and I'm spending my Saturday with y'all, and you're spending the Saturday with me.
I mean, yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all sitting down
right here
at that
on a
moment.
Saturday.
Right.
We all could be doing something else
behind the screen, doing the same thing. Like we're all interacting with each other.
Yeah, everybody on the panel that I talked to is excited to be here. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
I'm not here.
You know what I mean?
Jason's still twerking.
Oh, I wanted to say that it's the same in a lot of aspects, but in some it's really not, because I would never try an open relationship in real life because I have so much jealousy minus mine in the real world. But because it was just SL, I was like, sure, why the hell not?
I think somebody said it's the consequences aren't there. It's the strings attached. There's no strings attached with Second Life.
That's exactly
it's a fantasy.
The consequences, they aren't the same here. Like we don't have the same consequences, you know, like, and so that changes your emotions towards situations, because the consequences are different. Like I could never go through with an open relationship in real life because I like to share my man. Okay, but in SL, shit, take him.
Yeah.
Like his real body doesn't
3D cheeks. You ain't clapping real cheeks. You know what I mean?
like exactly. Like, so I don't care. Do what you want. What you want with my body, you know? Go ahead.
That sounds like a song.
It is.
I think that last button just came off.
Yep.
It's Gaga.
Is it Gaga? Oh yeah. You reported that your whole brand is Lady Gaga. Out of my head.
No, it's Kylie Minogue.
No, Kylie Minogue. Yeah.
Can I give y'all a little story about that real quick?
Yeah.
Because when he developed David Heather, we listened to that song for 6 months straight on a loop.
Oh yeah, that was on the podcast.
That was his only inspiration.
Yo,
that was it.
So you just confirmed from a friend. You didn't just say that to be dramatic. You actually just confirmed from a friend, Grant, that you literally listened to that song over and over to develop and get into the mind of your brand.
He did.
Yes.
It's a great song, though. It's really
I still don't hate it, and I
song.
should.
It's one of my favorites. Seriously, it really is.
It was just a driving force at the time.
Wait,
like, I was
okay,
so
but
inspired.
Can I point out how both of the brands here came from music or like an artist?
Really?
Yeah, Tiller, explain
what was yours?
What you're influential.
I mean, Bryson Tiller, like it's in the name.
Yes. So
like, that is my favorite artist, and I think it's crazy that we both came from, you know, music. I think it's just art in itself, like how it inspires,
right,
and how it translated us to
Mine came
build
from
something.
Britney Spears.
Mine came from Shakira.
Mine was Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Yeah.
You have to fight for that.
But ain't that cool? Like Tiller and David Heather, just their main brands. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, they're not just their main brands created from a music artist, and it just, you know what I mean. And you can see like Tiller's brand from Bryson Tiller. Actually, I was hearing Bryson Tiller's music 2 days ago. I can't remember the song it was, but he was tearing up in the end. It was kind of a breakup. I can't forget. I forgot the song. And I was gonna like Discord you know what I mean? But I was like, he's busy. That's the thing, like having friends of Taylor and David. I was like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? You think like no, you know, like people that don't do like content creating, you hit them up and be like, you know what I mean? But like people that are as busy and the same field as you know what I mean? You're like, ain't that weird, David and Taylor, and you know what I mean?
I feel bad sometimes because I like to socialize, but I always got my ass somewhere trying to work on something. I need to sit the hell down and go.
David is the worst.
Like I'm a
person to hit up. Don't get David's personality mixed up with his text response.
I'm so dry.
Please do not do that. I tell everybody, yeah, I hit up David and he just said 2 words. I'm like, yeah, he does that to everybody.
He and I used to have a lot of conflict early in our friendship because of this.
Because I love to use K.
He would say K, and I would be like, okay, so you want to fight, bitch. That's what you want to do. You just say K. And then he would be like, girl, what's wrong with you?
Like that K was strong. It was a hard K.
Like, look, my hands be busy, okay, and not doing anything wrong. They're busy working on stuff. So
David is so fucking funny when you text him. Like he just says 2 words. You know what I mean?
Like you type me
blah 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 blah. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you here. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Yes.
No, you got to read that yes with like mad excitement because I think that's how you said
Right.
it.
But David is not a like blow you off kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's the nicest, like funny, and he's articulate and not. But like this is what's weird with David. Like when you text David, he'd just be like yes. But when you meet him in world and you're talking to him on voice, he's super fucking funny and he loves the limelight. But when you talk to him on text, he doesn't. Am I explaining you right, David?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm very dry and boring in text.
Okay, well, me and David gonna have a very dry and boring conversation. I'll be like, "Hi."
You the same.
and he gonna be like, "Hi." I'm be like, "So." He gonna be like, "So."
So wait, is it safe to say that you feel better voicing in Second Life than you do typing?
I do, and I've heard that's strange because a lot of people feel better typing than talking.
Sure.
But again, like me and Oakley have bonded over, I love to run my mouth. I
think you guys are just spirit animals. Like
and
David
and Alabama. Just saying.
Oh my God, you from Alabama too?
Yeah, Birmingham. Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's where my family's from.
Alabama in the hell.
Romance is
blooming.
blooming.
That's what I'm talking about, Oakley, because I knew I felt something from it.
Right.
You
Hey,
felt
I feel the same, honestly. Alabama.
Birmingham, bitch.
Go ahead, Tekila, with your next question.
Well, we actually still have to ask Tokyo here. Tokyo, what keeps bringing you back? Because you work for big events like Access and Cyber Fair, and you do blogging. So, what is something that keeps? What is something that keeps
No, I just said amazing work. If you haven't checked out Tokyo, just click on her link.
Thank
She's
you.
a beautiful.
I don't do
beautiful
it so
art.
much. Honestly, I really don't. I keep logging on because I mean to take pictures, but I get busy with other stuff. But yeah, the main thing that keeps me coming back is just the people, like the bonds that I've made over time and friendships and just laughing and hanging out with everybody. And yeah, just feeling that bond with everybody and enjoying myself online, really. And of course, my partner. And yeah, I'm trying to kind of do something in real life, as far as like not just having Second Life be my only creative outlet, because I am doing digital art type stuff. And so when I'm ready to share that, I will. But that's kind of why I haven't been on so much. But that's pretty much it. Just the people.
Do you guys feel like you made lifelong friends here in SL?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No doubt about it. No
Absolutely.
doubt. Forever friends.
Never.
Yeah, no. They're gonna have to block me and get a restraining order. Like, and even then, that's a piece of paper, so it's fine.
We stuck. Like we stuck
Right.
together.
No, forever.
Everybody in this circle is stuck. I hope everybody here just add each other and then.
Yeah, I'm doing that
Please,
now.
I am
so
so
support
sweet.
Mhm.
What are we supporting?
Supporting our suffering.
Yes.
Surviving SL.
Surviving SL. There you go.
Y'all can come live at the Heather home.
Monthly therapy sessions in Ibiza.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
Yes.
Now y'all can act like y'all ain't get this friend request if y'all want to.
David Heather's so stressed. He needs to come here and just.
You guys are always welcome. Please
For
make
real,
sure you
seriously.
check out everything
So
while you're here.
we
Yes.
all play SL a lot. Have you ever, be honest, have you ever got your real life mixed up with your SL? Like you expect to hear somebody call you brother, your Abby, or you thought time in
Yes.
SLP.
Yes.
I've had Second Life dreams. Like
Yes.
I've had a
Hey.
dream where I'm the third person camera and I'm looking at myself.
No shit.
And instead of talking, like my thoughts are turning into like typing. Like it's been that weird.
Right.
Your
Or
thoughts are
it
turning
kinda-
into typing. That's fucking amazing.
Like the little, because I have my settings where the thought bubbles like come up over the head. So like I'm thinking and it's like showing up over my head.
I have a funny story that I just will never forget. Okay, so my parents are very aware of my business in SL, and they're like super proud of it. They tell all their friends, it's like, yeah, he makes a lot of money. Yeah, he makes a lot of business.
As long as you're making money, it's all good.
That's all. They don't even care what you do at this point.
No, he makes a lot of money.
Like they're super proud. They're like, he makes a lot of like, and so one time, me and my mom were at some kind of discount place that she loves to go to. You know, moms love that little discount place. It was dirt cheap. It's called Dirt Cheap. And so
that's what it's called, dirt cheap.
yes, it's called Dirt Cheap. And so she was there, and they had like some kind of. I went with her because I was driving her around that day, and they had some kind of suit section because they had like some kind of like branded suits there, and so they had like a whole security for the suits. I don't know. So anyways, and so we went into the suit section because she was looking for a suit for my dad or whatever. And so I was behind her with a cart full of shit that was dirt cheap, obviously. And so the security told me that I had to I couldn't bring my basket with me into that section. And why he said that? Because she said, let me make a scene. And she said, do you know who my son is? He's a He's a designer.
No
and
shit.
He makes more money than all of you. And I was like,
oh no.
Oh my
and I was
god.
like,
I was looking at that kind of support, bro.
It's honestly adorable that she did that. So
Dude,
funny.
you know
I
they.
was dead.
I love it. I love
You
it.
know they
Oh my-
Googled you. You know they Googled
Like
you
who?
after that.
Oh my god. I was like, Mama, no. I was like, nobody knows who I am outside of that game.
Right. Nah, but for her, that's my
That's
baby. You ain't even
hilarious.
about to play with him like this.
That's
Nah.
cool, man.
I
I
love
remember.
that. I love that
I,
story.
I remember one time, and I don't think anybody told me, bless their heart. I
my
hate
God.
them so to stay for this. But I remember I was like, I need to take a break from SL because that whole day I was just talking in SL language. No, like my mom was like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, BRB. And I was like, she was like, what? So I was like, okay, I came back, and I was like, I'm back. And she was just quiet. I was like, I'm back. Like, well,
That's a
and I don't
damn.
think she realizes it. She was like, welcome back. I was like, oh, okay. Looks at you. She was
Oh
like,
my
you
God,
are
that's
looking at
funny.
me. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
She's
look
gonna
at
have
you.
you committed. She's gonna have
The
you
way I've
committed.
said slash me in real life before things, I've been like slash me flips hair, and everyone's like, what?
Oh
Or I
my
be
god.
speaking in
Wait,
gestures. It's
wait,
like,
How
okay,
many
girl.
how many have posted to their real life Facebook or
Never. I would
Instagram?
die.
I've done that to my ex.
Mine got
Second Life,
deactivated for a reason.
my Second Life tits on my real life thing, like they would
Really?
lose their shit. No,
Yo,
I haven't. Can you
I've
imagine?
I accidentally done it, and my friend commented. She was like, "This is interesting cartoon food." Like,
Cartoon
and
food.
I was like, I looked at it, I was like, "Why are you on my SLP?" And I was like, "Oh shit!"
This
And that's how
actually,
you know.
That's never happened to me, but my family, I'm 11 years on SL, almost 12. Shit, I don't know where the time went. I can't believe it. But my family knows about it. But the funny thing is, my mom gets jealous because of my mom here, and if she hears me calling my mom is Rami, like, hey mom, she's like, don't, I don't like that. I don't like.
That's my dad. That is my dad. He does not like that I have an SL dad. It bothers him to the core.
No shit.
Oh no, her sons don't accept me, and it hurts my feelings. I'm like, tell my brother I said hi. She's like, yeah, brother said hi.
My son's, because we're always on the front, we're always on mic, so he hears like kids and stuff like that, and Roman like, hey, tell my brother to say hi. So I'm like, your brother said hi. They be like, please, they can't. But it's funny though. It's funny, but yeah. I think it's kind of used to us being crazy. Okay, how do you guys think your family look at you? Like, I know I follow Meela, and I know Meela mom's be there at her house sometime when she visits. So she was saying my mom is watching a movie or whatever. So I always kind of think like, what do my mother think about that? Because I know how my mother think, and like my family, they'll be here and I have things to do. And so I'm like, just give me an hour. I'll be right back. You're sitting on the computer. You're ignoring them. Like you're totally ignoring them.
Oh my God, that is me. Like my family knows my name in here. They know I take pictures, but what they don't know is the content. I've shown them the nice, like, covered photos. And my sister one day said, "She looks so scary. What the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" So that is my avatar. Ew. But yeah, no. So my family, they don't get it. Like there was one night. Oh my God, y'all, this was so funny. Okay, so I'm at a dinner for my friend's birthday. Okay, and it's running a little late, and I'm like, hey, I gotta go because I have to DJ in Second Life. And the look that I got.
Oh my God.
They were like confused, like at the side, like the head tilt, like, what?
What are you talking about?
Like DJ in Second Life. And I'm like, yeah, I sit on my ass and I pay.
Yes, I would love to have you DJ here. We would love to have you DJ here.
I would so do it for sure.
Okay, we will talk.
Yeah.
We will talk.
No, it took me forever to tell my mom like about Second Life, and then one day I think she ended up walking up behind me when I was at her house, and she was like, "What video game is that?" I'm like, I was like, "Mom, it's Second Life." She was like, "What you do on there?" I was like, "I make things." Like, food. I move stuff around. So then she's like, so that's what you do? You just spend all your time on the computer? I'm like, I make money from this. And then she got really quiet. And she was like, you make money? I was like, yeah. She was like,
how much?
How much you make?
Okay.
As long as you make money, I think they accept
I make enough money to support my habit of being on SL and to buy myself a couple of nice things in real life. She was like, oh. Well, carry on. She just walked off.
Play a game, whatever.
Right.
I can tell you guys about my family because they really are a mess. So my real life family knows that I played Second Life for years. But whenever they would ask me about it, they're like, so this like The Sims? I'm like, yeah. And everybody knows that The Sims can't talk back to you. So for years, my family has been listening to me talk to people on SL, and they thought I was talking to myself. And my auntie just one day, like, because I was like staying at my grandma's house, and I brought my computer with me, and so my auntie was like, "You on your game?" And she was like, "I was like, yeah." She's like, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, "The people on the game." She's like, "Oh, okay." They talk back, and I was like. I was like, yes, they talk back. She's like, what? I was like, yes, they're real people. And she's like, really? And all I heard her say was, yo, he talking to real people. And I was like,
no.
I can confirm this because I was there for this interaction.
He was there, yes. I was like, what did you think I was doing? We thought you were talking to yourself, baby.
Oh no!
I was like, what? Just like we know you be stressed with like real life, and
They're gonna let you be crazy for the rest of your life.
We just thought you needed an outlet to talk, and
oh, they were worried about you.
And my mama was like, yeah. Yeah, I thought you were talking to yourself.
Yo, they was gonna commit you.
Oh my
Like
God.
after
And I'm like, how long have y'all thought I was this crazy?
Oh, the
my
sad thing is they
mother,
weren't going to commit
my
him.
mother gave me the strangest look when I said, "Oh, I have a podcast in Second Life tonight." So like, yeah, don't call me during it because you know, all that shit. And I mean, she was just like, "Wait, what? Like, what are you doing? A podcast on Second Life?" Yeah. But she gives me the weirdest faces. Like if she knew the stuff that I did in this game, ooh,
you would not.
She would
even
have
be able
me
to-
committed. To be honest,
You wouldn't be able to show our faces.
Yeah, but you got what's sad is that like you guys are super fucking talented, and you know what I mean. If they just see that, like, oh my god, the fucking talented that everybody in this panel possess.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, you know, it's about that time. You know, it sucks.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
went real fast. And this is the famous last words, but famous last words not to the guests, but it's to us. So we would like to say our famous last words to the season closing, and we'll start with Tekila.
Well, I thought Nessa was going to start, but
No.
this is what he does. He goes boo 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 boo, and I don't know what he's saying. So
Yeah.
so I'm glad we
I
didn't
didn't do
start
it
with
once.
that. It's you know. So I just want to say thank you for everybody, of course, for being here. Thank you guys, the owners of IBIZA, everybody. You guys really are an inspiration in this out. And like I said, I feel like a lot of you, you know, you guys are the reason why a lot of people log in every day. And what you do is special. And what you do, I feel like a lot of you are the first, you're doing it for the first time. You guys are pioneers in my eyes. And I'm not just saying that. But you are. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here because I know everybody's busy. So it's nice to pause and take a moment and for the first time have such influencers in one space. It's been really great and great to get to know you on a more personal level and how you play and view your SL. So thank you everybody. And it's been a very memorable and wonderful, fun season 1 so far. So I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah, to alliterate, I don't even know if that's a word, but I started this season not speaking English. And I'm going to end the last show not speaking English and see if y'all can decode what I'm saying is that I remember waking up one day, you know, just random fucking day, random fucking hour. And I was like, I need to do a podcast in SL. You know what I mean? And I need to tell, and not just because I wanted to be this, and that. It's more because I wanted to tell a story. You know what I mean? I had a vision. It was a vision. When I woke up, I was like, it's a vision. I want to tell a story and I want to tell other people's story. You know what I mean? And I want to convey what I love about podcasting, when the podcasting that I watch and the natural conversations. And I wanted to inspire people, the next Tillers, the next David Heathers, the next this and that, the next Oakleys, the next Tokyos, the next, you know, people that want to make the resorts, you know, the next Tyes, the next Romans, the next Gabes. You know what I mean? I wanted to hear the story that is happening now. You know what I mean? And when I hit my message on the podcast message, I get a lot of, you know, I'm an upcoming store, and I'm just glad that I get to hear you know, the journey of people who just made it. And you never know, they can be the next life-changing, the next biggest content creator, the next standard that we have to follow. You know what I mean? And when I woke up that morning and I was like, we got to do a podcast just to tell people stories. That's all I wanted to do. I don't want to glorify myself. I don't want to glorify my brand. And if you know, like, I rarely speak on my brand. I don't promote my brand here. If you click on my profile, it's what it is. But I just want to tell stories. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, I told a story through this whole season, and I didn't even know that David Heather would say yes. I didn't know Oakley would say yes. I didn't know, you know, Tye will let us be here, or Gabe will let us, and Roman will let us be here and have access. I didn't know anything. I just had a vision. I just had a vision to tell a story. You know what I mean? And for season 2, I want to tell a different story, and a different perspective. And I hope people will support this channel, and I hope people will support other people's channels like Meela, you know what I mean? That, is on YouTube and does tutorials. And let's keep supporting each other, and let's stop nitpicking, people this and this and that, you know what I mean? And just remember that everybody logs in different parts of the world, and that remember people's hearts, you know what I mean? And people's hearts generally is one love, you know what I mean? And let's respect each other and love each other. And with that, let's close this amazing podcast. And thank you, everybody on this panel, for being here. And thank you so much for giving a new podcast a shot to tell their story. And we couldn't tell their story without you guys'. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell this story. I couldn't tell your story without everybody's support. You know what I mean? So from the bottom of my heart, let's have fun tonight, and let's enjoy each other and each other's presence. Thank you very much. And that's the end of the show.
And we're going to have Oakley, though, sing us out.
And we're going to have Oakley to sing us out, and then we're going to say bye.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm singing the same song that I sang the first time. I don't even care.
Sorry.
Let's do it.
So, all right, just no one look over here. I'm just kidding. And if I crack, I'm a little tipsy. Don't judge me, okay? Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now Jordan's waters are chilly and cold. God's gonna trouble the water. If you get there before I do, God's gonna trouble the water. I said, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Okay.
Can we clap?
You did that. You did that.
She did that. She did that, David.
Great.
Okay. I see you, girl. You did that.
Yeah. She did it.
I think that. I was like, hello?
I just knew she couldn't sing. I just knew I was joking.
You know what?
That's like ugly. I'm like, she can't sing.
We're gonna end this podcast. We're gonna end this podcast with the famous last words: "See me, promo," and everybody's gonna say it on the count of 3, and that's how we're gonna end this podcast.
All right,
ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1. See me,
promo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.